Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user YetikusRex2. My girlfriend got upset at me for liking her birthday gift to me. Am I the a-hole? Hi Reddit, I wanted to post my dilemma here just to get someone else's opinion on this matter and maybe some advice on what to do. To start off, I, 32 male, had my birthday a few days ago. My girlfriend of 1 year, 29, and I just decided to celebrate it at home. Basically, just ordered some food for dinner and watched a movie together. After the movie, I got up and said that I would maybe play some games for a bit while she took her bath and gets ready for bed, when she suddenly told me she got me a present. Now, for some context, I'm a fan of FromSoft games like Dark Souls, but I haven't gotten around to playing the game Elden Ring yet. I know that it's already been a few years since it's been released, but money has been tight and I'm saving up for a car, so I haven't gotten the chance to buy it. My girlfriend doesn't play games, but does know about this because I may have hinted a bit that I wanted to play it for a while now. When she gave me her gift, which was very clearly a case for a game, I got a bit excited thinking she had gotten me Elden Ring. But when I opened it, it wasn't Elden Ring, but a game called Code Vein for the PS4. Now, I'm not going to lie, at first I was kinda disappointed because it wasn't what I was expecting, but I grew up poor and my parents taught me to always be thankful for any gifts I receive. I told my girlfriend thank you, got up, gave her a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Okay, so now comes the weird part. After kissing her on the cheek, she gave me this kinda surprised look and asked, "How do you like my gift?" To which I was honest and replied, I mean, it wasn't what I was expecting, but it looks kinda fun, so yeah, thanks. Again, she gave me a surprised look. So I went on to play the game. I have both a PS5 and PS4, while she took her bath and did her nightly routine. It had been a while since I had played on the PS4, but after about half an hour of playing, I was actually kinda digging the game a bit. It was basically kinda like Dark Souls, except in a very anime kinda style. About an hour into playing, my girlfriend came down to tell me the bathroom was free and I could take a bath. Now, I don't remember the entire conversation word for word, but it went something like this. "Oh yeah, sure, just give me 5 minutes to finish what I'm doing and save my progress." "So, you really like the game? Isn't it like an old game?" "Yeah, but it's actually kinda fun. You picked a good one, babe. Thanks." "So, you're really not upset that I didn't get you that game you wanted?" "Yeah, I wanted Elden Ring, but this is good too. Why are you getting angry? It's your gift." At that point, she kinda had this frustrated look on her face, and although she wasn't shouting, she had raised her voice by a bit. I stared at her and asked her what was up. After some back and forth between us, she then begrudgingly admitted that she purposely got me the wrong game to get back at me because on her birthday, I had gotten her the wrong gift. On her birthday, I had gotten her a bottle of perfume, but while I had chosen the correct brand of perfume, it apparently wasn't the exact one that she wanted. Now, in my defense, during that time I did ask her flat out what she wanted. She told me the brand of perfume, but on the day I was buying it, there were tons of bottles to choose from, and when I called to ask which one she wanted, all she said was, "You know what scents I like, surprise me." When I did give it to her on her birthday, she just smiled at me and said she loved it, so I honestly didn't question anything. So she then devised a plan so I would feel what she felt, and thought that I would get upset at her for getting me the wrong game, but didn't expect that I would actually enjoy it. Honestly, I'm not really even that upset at her for what she did, and this might be where I'm an a-hole. I even kinda laughed at her attempt at getting back at me when she explained it. I've also already apologized that I got her the wrong perfume and even offered to buy the right one for her on my next payday. However, now she's still mad over it and is calling me an a-hole and isn't talking to me. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? I'm not really sure because I guess I'm treating the situation kinda lightly, but maybe I'm not seeing things from her perspective. Any advice? Well, Opie, my first piece of advice would be take those rose-tinted glasses off, my friend, because you're not seeing the huge red flag. Look, unless she wants you to be some sort of a mind reader, then you're in the wrong relationship. This person told you that she wanted a perfume, she gave you the brand. You went to get what she wanted. You wanted to ask her exactly what she wanted because you wanted to get her what would make her happy. She said, "Surprise me." And you did, but apparently it was the wrong surprise because she was expecting you to know more. You, on the other hand, were very specific about what you wanted for your birthday. She even admitted it herself when she said that she knew what you wanted, but purposely got you the wrong one so you would feel like she felt. What kind of stupid revenge is that? You're dating someone that instead of communicating with you like an adult, chooses to do this petty, stupid crap to teach you some sort of a lesson? Upi, you are most definitely not the a-hole. Your girlfriend is a huge a-hole, and I think you need to have a conversation. And based on that conversation, you should determine whether you want to stay in this relationship or not. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. And now let's check out the community comments. X-Blue Coco says, "Not the a-hole. I don't understand this mentality from a 29-year-old. This feels like something a teenager would do. Grudges and payback just show the level of immaturity your girlfriend has." And Dopey responds, "Yeah, I don't know. She's usually much more level-headed and she's never done anything this petty before either." S. Francis 5842 says, "Oh my dude, there absolutely is an a-hole in this story and it's not you, not the a-hole. Your girlfriend is, and a petty one at that. You do you, but I don't understand why you'd stay with someone who intentionally tried to upset you on your birthday over an honest mistake you made. She's playing games, very unbecoming of someone who's supposed to be an adult." Gorilla Princess says, "Not the a-hole at all, unless you stay and that's to yourself. Two things. One, I'm impressed that she accidentally picked a game so similar to Elden Ring and Dark Souls that you are actually enjoying it. Like, she absolutely chose wrong to be vindictive. Could have gotten like FIFA or Stray or something and it would have been more effective, potentially. And two, I don't think I ever heard of weaponizing gifts like this. Like, this is next level petty. You should do yourself a favor and listen to her. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Leave this one and find someone that wants to see you happy with Elden Ring. Best of luck." And Dopey responds, This is kinda why I laughed at her when she explained what she did, because to be honest, regardless of what game she got me, I probably still would have played it. Like, yeah, I wouldn't buy FIFA myself because it's not my thing, but if you gave it to me as a gift, I still would have probably played it for a solid hour or two and enjoyed myself. And Communication Glad 299 says, "I know you aren't asking about your relationship, but dude, your girlfriend is waving some massive red flags here. Immaturity, pettiness, vindictiveness, purposeful attempt to hurt your feelings or make you mad, and then pouting, which is what 5-year-olds do when it didn't turn out the way she intended. She's acting like she's 9, not 29. I can't see a way to see things from her perspective. You did nothing wrong. She refused to give you the name of the perfume she wanted, using the 'you should know' nonsense, and she told you to surprise her. She didn't address the problem and instead devised a plan to make you mad. And what she did showed how little she knows you, which is what she was mad at you about. All of this was on her, but her behavior says she will never admit it. Seriously, look at your relationship. Is this really how you want to spend the next however many years? Dealing with an immature and vindictive woman who makes you guess what her issues are? The community agrees OP is not the a-hole and the girlfriend sucks. So now, let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. Hey Reddit, thanks to all the comments saying I wasn't the a-hole, and although I didn't respond to a lot of comments, I did try to read most of them, so thanks. So the update is that we broke up. After reading a majority of your comments, I was able to formulate my thoughts, probably, but please know that contrary to your guys' advice, I went into that conversation with the intent to maybe just work things out and talk things through, but things devolved so far from what I was originally expecting. It was about way more than just a bottle of effing perfume and a game. She had been avoiding bringing up the topic for the past couple of days, but today I urged her to sit down and to talk about what happened, why she did what she did, and what she wanted from me. We talked for about 2 hours, which were probably the longest 2 hours of my life, and after a lot of pushing on my part, she finally laid everything out to me. She said she acted the way she did because she was frustrated that I had stopped being romantic. Okay, so here's the thing. Over a year ago, when we first started our relationship, we were still living separately and I was still renting out a cheap apartment. Factoring out rent and utilities, whatever else I made, I would usually spend either on her, my hobbies, or my savings. So I usually got her flowers, trinkets, and gifts. Go out on dates every other weekend, the usual stuff. Things changed about 6 months ago because I managed to inherit an old house from one of my uncles. It wasn't big, just 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath, a living room, and a small basement, which is where I play. And it was a bit outside of the city area where I used to rent out, but the actual plot of land it's on is pretty big. Plus, it's a freaking house. Like I said in my original post, I grew up dirt poor and I honestly thought I would be renting out of an apartment for my whole life. I never thought that I would ever own my own property, so I was pretty happy with it. Now, my girlfriend was initially pretty happy that I got a house too, but after she actually saw the place, she kinda took it back and even suggested I sell the place instead, which I refused. She comes from a well-to-do family, so I guess the house wasn't that impressive in her eyes. Unfortunately, the house is kind of a fixer-upper, so a lot of the money I earn goes into fixing up the house and maybe even expand it. Since it's outside the city, I've also been setting aside some money to buy a car, which I never thought of doing before because I used to just commute and the apartment I was at didn't have any space for tenants to park. So I guess my girlfriend has started to feel that I don't do as much of the romantic stuff I used to do before. We don't go out on dates as much, just usually in special occasions or holidays, and I don't get her as many gifts as before because most of my money is going to the house. I did try to point out that I still try to do some small gestures here and there, like cooking her favorite foods or doing her chores for her. Heck, I even sometimes sing to her every now and then, even though I have a crap singing voice. Also, yesterday was Valentine's, so I did try to gift her some flowers and candy, but she just accepted it kinda sullenly. I offered to take her out for dinner, but she refused to. But yeah, even still, I guess that just wasn't doing it for her. She said that I wasn't as attentive to her once compared to when we started going out, and she wasn't happy living in the small house I got. She said she only bothered moving in to show her support for me, but she honestly didn't like not living in the city. She said that me getting her the wrong perfume on her birthday was the final straw, and she wanted to bail on our relationship. When I asked her why she didn't just come out and tell me she wanted to end things, she said she wanted me to initiate the breakup because apparently her parents really liked me and she was scared that she would be cut off from their support if she broke up with me. Things apparently weren't going well at her work and she had been asking her parents for extra money for a while now and she couldn't ask me for money because of the house. So essentially, she wanted me to get upset at her so that either A, I get frustrated enough at her so that I would initiate the breakup, or B, get upset enough at her that she can play it off as I got really angry and she didn't feel safe with me anymore to her parents. But her plan wasn't going so well because apparently nothing she did bothered me enough to the extent that I would fight over it. She confessed to doing small annoying things for the past few weeks, like piling up the dirty dishes up or making a mess in the bedroom to try and piss me off, but nothing worked. I was so oblivious to it and basically functioned like normal that her patience was worn thin by my birthday and me enjoying the gift caused her to snap. It was such a messed up and convoluted plan that I have trouble wrapping my head around it even now. Anyway, after a long and frankly exhausting talk, she decided that things weren't going to work out between us. Aside from the obvious craziness of what she did, our priorities and values were just too different, and she also wasn't really happy with the state of our relationship, so she just suggested we break up and she was gonna just deal with her parents on her own way. She packed some of her stuff and is staying at a friend's house for now. I was honestly kind of dumbfounded over her reasoning, but I remembered a lot of your comments and I just agreed to part there. It really kind of sucks and I still cannot believe this all started over a freaking video game. It's only been an hour since our talk and I'm going to lay down for a while to decompress. Sorry for any messy writing here, and again, thanks a lot for your comments and for letting me vent here, Reddit. A lot of you guys said things that made me feel much better about myself. I don't really claim to be the perfect partner, and I definitely have some shortcomings, so I'm gonna do some self-reflection for a bit before getting into a new relationship. Hopefully I can learn from this and maybe be better for my next partner if I ever find one. Hope you guys have good days, and always remember to be thankful for any gifts you get. LMFAO, big smiley face. OP, I think your self-reflection should be, wow, I dodged a bullet there. Look at it this way. What she did was try to get you to break up with her by doing things that would annoy her. A coward who does not have it in her to actually say, I'm unhappy in the relationship, this should be the end. But she's too clingy on mommy and daddy's money at 29 that she would rather you do it. But since you're not wired like her, she got pissed that you didn't react how she would have reacted. So honestly, OP, I do think you dodged a bullet and you should be grateful that you did. Thanks so much for sharing, OP, and take care. And now, let's finish this video with a mood booster post. This post is from the subreddit Petty Revenge and it's by user Chaos Rising Book. Don't recognize my work? Have fun having no cake decorator during graduation season. I've been an assistant deli bakery manager for 6+ years. In those years, we had Jill take over the previous manager's position through backstabbery and lies, a position that was supposed to go to me, but she had a friend in upper management get her transferred over. Jill never did any of the work, left things for me to do last minute, took 4-day weekends, intentionally missed orders to try and make me look bad, the whole 9 yards. I put up with it for years. Every time I brought it up with the management, they gave an excuse or sort of just brushed it off. The company has a union, so getting someone with even a year of seniority over you in trouble is almost impossible. I was doing more and more of the work, making sure orders went off on time, fixing ones she would forget or mess up, covering shifts, calling people to come in if she intentionally underscheduled us, training, a headache. During this time, I got married, which she tried to deny me my vacation time to do, and had a hectic schedule that my husband graciously understood. Dealt with it for another few years, and just got so tired with everything. Then the kicker came. I got pregnant with our first. I decided then and there that once I left for maternity, I wasn't going back. I did everything by the books, notified management and the union, scheduled doctor's visits, and worked around my schedule, made sure there was no possible way she could mess with me. Once I heard the due date, I grinned a maniacal smile deep in my soul. April, right before the busiest time for any deli or bakery, graduation. When you're in a town with 3+ colleges and 4 high schools just in a 10-mile radius, you get a lot of orders to fill. I even had a reputation for color matching certain school colors and doing cakes last minute. On any given day for those months, they could have anywhere from 15 to 150 cakes going out in a weekend, Friday to Sunday, and to make matters worse for them, I was the only cake decorator. I let them know that they had to get someone in and hired for me to train multiple times or else they would be in dire straits, especially since Jill didn't like decorating. They never listened, like always, so after 4 months, I stopped reminding them. I let it go, and it felt great. Then I decided to use one of my vacations during the week before delivery. Good thing I did, the baby was ready anyways, and they still hadn't found a cake decorator. The day I delivered my baby, guess who finally got demoted? Jill had scheduled one of her 4-day weekends again, missed 3 supply orders, didn't cover my shift, and the icing on the cake left 19 cake orders unfulfilled for a Friday and did not let management know about them. When Friday morning came around and she wasn't there, there was a line of angry customers wondering where their cakes were. Upper store management was called in. People from 2 different departments who had some experience on cakes were pulling pre-made 1/4 sheets and randomly throwing sprinkled this way and that and giving out the cakes for free. Over $1,000 in products having to be given to customers for free. Apparently, this also happened on a day the district manager was set to come in and do a tour to make sure things were set up for graduation. Needless to say, she was demoted and moved from the department the very day she came back into the store. She turned off her phone over the weekend so no one would disturb her. I only know this because they called me to see if I would come back for a day or two from my vacation to fix everything. They hadn't known I had the baby yet, just thought I was still heavily pregnant. I've now been 6 months as a stay-at-home mom and cannot be happier without all the stress from there. They still ask me if I want my old job back when I grocery shop there, but I just smile and tell them no thank you, although I do miss some of my coworkers. Now I get to raise an amazing little boy and bake cakes for the fun of it now. Opie's edit. Wow, I was not expecting any of this really. Thank you for the validation. Here are a few clarifications for some of you. Jill got demoted. She is now a produce clerk and is not allowed anywhere near the bakery deli and took a massive pay cut. It did not cripple the whole store. It just made a department almost a living nightmare for management for the weekend. They now have their retired cake decorator in on weekends to do cakes until they can find someone else. I had to take that unplanned vacation 2 weeks before my due date due to stress from the job that contributed to gestational hypertension. Baby came out alert and happy. Heart rate got to 164/98 though. Yeesh. When two people are constantly issuing complaints to HR, the truth gets muddied. It did not help that the store went through 6 store managers while I was there, and the union did what they could, especially when it came to her trying to mess with my vacations, paid holidays, and days off, especially my wedding. Doormat? No, I called her out on things all the time, which is why she was out to get me at any chance. I even had my staff stand up for me when I wasn't there, and she'd try to take credit for things I did. Paper trails were made and I followed procedure for reporting things to the letter. Did I intentionally leave innocent bystanders to have no cake? No, I warned management. They dragged their feet. I warned my customers. They chose to still go there. I did more than my fair share. I don't plan on opening a bakery anytime soon. There are 5 currently in my little town. Baby is amazing and healthy. He's topping the charts in the 99th percentile all over. I wish this story was made up, but it's not. I've left out numerous things on what she did that could have gotten her fired or demoted sooner